We do follow up now. I got militants, terrorists, that travel with me, that will torture the venues to be able to supply us kind of what we need. You included in the rider, we borrowed pieces from Jack Johnson, who I think has a fantastic, Jack Johnson probably has the best eco writer. If you're in the music business and you're ready to write your eco writers, look at his, you can always get a copy of that and take elements of that.
Can you tell us a little bit about what's on that eco writer?
Well, I mean, they're good because they're touring with a smaller entourage that, you know, everything, and you were involved with that, Bree.
Yeah.
I went to the show at the Hollywood Bowl and saw those, and we started hitting you up, and True supplies us with filters for all our buses now and things, but they have stations at the venues where people can refill their water and get water access, really all the way down to the products you're using and everything, you know, on site. Trying to source vegetables locally. I haven't really been able, you know, for us it's really hard because I have 1,000 people on the road on work tour. There's 1,000 people we're moving each day. My other tour is 350 on the metal tour and about 200 on my country tour. So sourcing locally is kind of sometimes very hard for that amount of people. So we have to kind of depend on Cisco. But I know they're trying harder now to source locally.
Right, and then on your actual stage, and you're going through all the production, I'm sure you go through a lot of batteries and a lot of different pieces of equipment. Do you ever try to recycle any of those?
We have battery drops, and I come home with big tubs of 10-gallon barrels of batteries, and I personally put them in my truck and drive them to a station that I know recycles in Orange County. Guitar strings. We also have a big charity. I have a foundation, so we collect all the used band gear and have everyone sign it, and anything that's broken, and then we sell it for charities to help Music Cares. And we've become a big supporter through that. We do canned food, you know, just that's a whole other side of what we do. But yeah, we try to do as good, but we try to motivate, and it is motivating those kind of crew people that aren't used to it. But you know, that little dangle of you get a week in the Caribbean isn't a bad thing.
And how do you think the industry has evolved or changed with artists really becoming passionate and sharing their passion with the consumers about the importance of recycling when they're out on tour?
I think it really is the individual artists, you know. Like I said, I think probably we've got about that 90% that just tour and then 10% that are really getting involved. We hit this economic, you know, it got green for a moment. I thought everyone was trying to do something green. And, you know, the economy got kind of funky, and I don't know, you know, the commitment of some of the promoters and things to that green program. You know, I got to a point and not knowing, and I have to learn as I go. Last year when the government subsidies ran out for biofuels, I was having a hard time finding it because all of a sudden they weren't making it because they couldn't get it subsidized. When we had fuel 2 years ago and went through the roof, I got pirates, you know, gouging me. They'd show up and say, now your fuel is $6 a gallon. And when I only charge $25 to come to my festival, my accountants are like, you need to dump your bio program. And I said, you know what, I'm committed to it. I put my mouth behind it, my face behind it. You know, so when a guy's handing you a bill and it's $6 a gallon and you've just bought 5,000 gallons of fuel from him that day, pretty brutal at times. But, you know, it's interesting. The government, you know, now I'm learning more about that. It's always an evolving process. But last year the subsidies went away for some of the biofuels, and it was a little tougher just to find it at times.
Now, Rohan, can you share with us a little bit about your new sustainability goals and your new sustainable product line?
Yeah, well, as the Marley family, the House of Marley, you know, about 2 years ago we met some partners that they were interested in growing the movement with us, as far as, you know, taking my father's message and creating, you know, eco-friendly products, as far as earbuds, headphones, and these things. So we as the family, in order for us to do something like this, if it wasn't something to giving back to the earth or being sustainable, and, you know, this new movement that we're a part of now, that if we're going to be involved, it has to be eco-friendly and sustainable. The partners were, you know, they adhered to these principles as far as what we learned as children, and my father's message about giving back. So we found a couple of partners that were very, very, very interested in doing something that will, you know, give to Mother Earth. So we created the House of Marley about a year and a half ago. We launched it this year at the CES show, and, you know, it's kind of it was kind of difficult for them to kind of source the materials in this audio world, because if you know about audio electronics, it's a lot of plastic, a lot of waste materials. So we were able to kind of get involved in using FSC certified wood. We're using recyclable aluminum, recyclable plastic. You know, we're dealing with waste management as far as using the recyclable pulp, using organic materials as hemp and cotton. So it's very, very important as a family that we stick to these principles as far as giving back, you know what I mean? Being waste conscious. You know, just don't want to do something that's gonna just do it to do it. Don't want to do something just to put our name on the product, you know? So we made sure that we leave as minimal as footprint as possible. But we're not perfect, like you everyone say, you know, it's a strive to become perfect, but the goal is to start this movement. And with the 19 million friends we have on my dad, not me. my dad, you know, he has 19 million friends on Facebook. So we try to initiate them. Yeah, I mean, you know, people used to listen to Bob Marley, you know.